Most productivity advice sounds good until you actually have 15 things to do in one day. And I'm talking about school assignments, work shifts, the gym, side projects, friends, and random responsibilities. And suddenly you're staring at a list of things you're supposed to do in one day. And the problem isn't that you're lazy, it's that your brain is trying to manage too many tasks at once. So today, I want to show you the simple system I use to organize my life when everything starts to feel overwhelming. Now, I already know what some of you are probably thinking. Great, another productivity video. Man, I just can't get enough of seeing these. These videos are not gonna help me. And honestly, I get it. A lot of productivity videos just throw random tips at you and expect you to magically become organized, like some type of master or something overnight. So, with that being said, instead of just listing ideas, I'm actually going to walk you through the system step by step, explain why this system works, and do a live demo so that way you can follow along with me. This is the same system I personally use as a senior in college, trying to juggle things like going to work, going to the gym, schoolwork, and just a bunch of responsibilities that that we all gotta do. Here's something most people misunderstand about productivity. The reason you feel overwhelmed isn't because you have too much to do. It's because your brain keeps trying to remember everything all at once. And because of that, your brain keeps reminding you things like, oh yeah, don't forget the homework you gotta do. Don't forget you got laundry. Oh wait, you gotta respond to that text message. Don't forget you gotta clean your room too. It's just a lot of things that your brain is gonna remind you of when you don't have a system, okay? And the result of that is you don't actually start anything. Or worse, you procrastinate. And procrastinating, we all know, is that something that everybody does in some way, shape, or form. It happens. And the reason why is because when everything feels important, nothing feels manageable. So the first step is simple. You need to get everything out of your head. One of the fastest ways to reduce overwhelm is something called a brain dump. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You take a piece of paper. Obviously I don't have a piece of paper right now. And with that piece of paper, you want to write down everything that you need to do. And I'm not just talking about big tasks. I'm talking about like everything, even the small tasks. This can be messages that you haven't replied to, going to the gym, just really any type of responsibilities, like even cleaning your room. And with you doing that, what you're doing is you're emptying your mind. And there's actually research behind why this works. When you write down tasks, it reduces something called a cognitive load, whereas your brain stops trying to remember everything at once. And once you have everything written down, what ends up happening is that you'll feel like things are a lot less stressful.
So if I were doing a brain dump right now, my list might look something like this. So let's see. So let's say that we have an exam that we want to study for. So study for exam, gotta keep them grades up. Okay. Apply for internships, because in this economy you gotta have as much experience or leverage to get these jobs. And this economy is rough. All right. And then let's say that we want to go to the gym. Gotta get those gains. All right. And then we want to respond to some emails. I definitely have a fair amount of emails that I need to respond to. All right. The next up, laundry. And let's say that, what else do I have to do? Let's say I have an assignment to do. Let's also put I have an assignment to do. So finish assignment. Okay, so now as you can see, I know my handwriting is amazing, but as you can see, everything is out of my head now. And I know this may look like a lot, especially if you write down a lot of tasks, but that's okay, because the next step is figuring out what actually matters right now. Step 2, This is where the Eisenhower Matrix comes into play. Research on decision fatigue shows that when people categorize tasks by urgency and importance, it reduces mental overload and helps them to make faster, better prioritization decisions. So here's how the system works. All right, so as you can see, or you should still be seeing this, but I have my task right here. Now I'm gonna go over here, and this is what the Eisenhower Matrix template looks like. All right, so here's how it looks. So we have urgent task, and as you can see, these are vital tasks with substantial urgency. So these tasks need to be done immediately. All right, and then we have significant tasks. So for these, consider these to be important but not urgent tasks. These can be things that matter long term but don't need to happen today. All right, next up we have not urgent. All right, and then for these urgent but not important tasks, these would be like distractions that feel productive but don't really move your life forward that much, at least. All right, and the last category we have is insignificant. All right, and so this category doesn't really matter that much, but to be honest, it's things that you could get to last. So with this category, it has the least amount of importance and the least amount of urgency, which I know you might not see that. Well, there we go. You should see that now. But yeah, the least amount of urgency. All right. And so once you start organizing your task like this, you realize something interesting. Most of the things that are stressing you out aren't actually urgent. All right. So another idea that helps here is something called the 80-20 rule. Okay. So I'm going to write this. Let's say, I don't even need to write it. It's on the screen. It's on the screen already. Okay. Yeah, I don't need to write it. But anyway, so it basically means that about 80% of your results usually come from about 20% of your efforts. Okay. So what does that look like? It looks like what this chart is right here. So 80%, I probably should draw that a different color. I don't know what I'm thinking. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. All right. And so with this idea, basically, it forces you to prioritize the tasks that are really important. Okay. So when I'm organizing tasks, I ask myself something simple. I ask myself, which of these tasks actually moves my life forward? Right. So when I'm looking at, come on now. So when I'm looking at my task, right? When I'm looking at these tasks, I ask myself, which of these tasks are going to move me forward? So for example, doing laundry might feel important or urgent, but applying for internships, that's gonna probably have a bigger impact on my future, right? So internship applications would go into the important category, while laundry might get scheduled later. All right, so let's organize these tasks from earlier. And I strongly encourage you, if you want to, grab a sheet of paper and feel free to follow along with me while I'm doing this, okay? All right, so the first thing that we have from back here is, I should probably get rid of that stuff. So the first thing that we have to decide is, where should study for exam go in the Eisenhower Matrix, right? And why are these circles still here? These should not be here. All right, anyway, so I would put studying for exam in urgent. Because if the exam is coming up soon, that has immediate consequences, right? Next up, we have finish assignment. For this one, I would also put in urgent and important. I'm just gonna write assignment. I'm not gonna write the whole thing. And the reason why for this is because it also has a deadline as well. So we want to get that done and out the way as soon as possible. Okay. And then applying for internships. You know what? Maybe I should just boom. Okay, no, that's too much. Okay, so that's erased, and you're done. Yeah, apply for intern. We have, okay, bro. So we have applying for internships now. Where should that go? Well, honestly, we should put this in important, but not urgent. You might be thinking, no, that should go in the urgent tab. No, that shouldn't go in the urgent tab because, yeah, I mean, this is important, but it's not urgent. It's not urgent. It doesn't need to happen today, but it has a big impact on my future. Now for the gym, where should that go? Important, but not urgent. That's where that should go. Gym. It's important for long-term health, but missing today wouldn't ruin anything. That's why that isn't important, not urgent. Important, but urgent. Not urgent. I mean, yeah, going to the gym is nice. You got to keep up with your body, keep exercising, yeah, but it's not as urgent as these other things that we got right now. All right, so next we got responding to emails. Where should that go? This is going to go in urgent, but not important. Because the thing is with emails is that they often feel urgent, but it's not something that moves your life forward too much. All right, so we got that out the way. The last thing here, which I accidentally erased a little bit. I mean, who likes doing laundry? Laundry is just, come on, man. So anyways, last thing we got here is laundry. All right. Oh my gosh, look at this R. This R went through some trouble. All right, anyway, yeah. So last thing, I will put the laundry in just not urgent. Wait, why am I writing not urgent? Laundry and not urgent, okay? Because the thing is with laundry is that laundry matters eventually, but it doesn't need to happen immediately, all right? So just organizing the task this way already makes everything feel much clearer. Now, step 3, time estimation. Now that I know which tasks actually matter, this is when I estimate how long they might take. Some people like estimating time for every little task first, and that can work too. But if you have a lot of tasks like I do, it's easier to prioritize first and then estimate the time for the task that actually matter. Research in productivity psychology shows that people often struggle with something called the planning fallacy. That's when we either underestimate or overestimate how long tasks will take. So giving tasks rough time estimates helps you plan your day more realistically. For example, we got studying for an exam. Maybe that'll take around 2-ish hours. I realized I did not leave enough space to write down how much time like a task would take. So I'm just gonna do a little dash and 2. All right. And then for the finished assignment, let's say about 90 minutes. 90 minutes. All right. So for internships, that would probably take around 45 minutes, especially if you're just going around on sites and sending your resumes in, getting your applications in. That shouldn't take too long. So let's say for that, 45 minutes. And the gym, let's say like an hour and a half. But honestly, for a task like the gym, you don't really need to estimate that. So, but if you want to, I just say 90 minutes. And the last thing I would estimate time for is emails, because sometimes people tend to overestimate or underestimate how much time and how much work responding to emails actually takes. So for this, we'll just say 10 minutes. 10 minutes. All right. And the thing is that even if the estimate isn't perfect, that's okay. The point isn't predicting the exact time. The point is being realistic about what your day can actually hold.
Personally, I use this system all the time. Sometimes weekly, sometimes daily. It really just depends on how busy things are. Right now, though, as a senior in college juggling a lot of responsibilities, I tend to use the system daily because the new tasks just keep popping up. And with that, sometimes tasks overlap and sometimes your priorities change. And that's okay, though. The system isn't meant to be perfect. It's meant to give you clarity. A lot of people think productivity is just about discipline, but most of the time, it's actually about clarity. When everything is floating around in your head, it feels overwhelming. But once your tasks are written down, organized, and prioritized, getting things done becomes a lot simpler. All right, hey, if you try this system out, let me know how it works for you. And if you have your own productivity methods that help you stay organized, drop them down in the comments. I'd honestly love to hear them. But until next time, be wise and be you.